Hey there, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by Galadon Gaming for some more Clash Royale gameplay. Today we are in Arena 3 and Arena 4 and talking about my current favorite card in this arena. It's got to be the Witch. I feel like it's at this point in the game that people don't really understand how to counter every card very well. So the Witch and the Prince are both very, very strong cards, but right now the Witch is my personal favorite. So right here, we are watching a level 6 versus level 6 replay of my free-to-play account that's named Sup Urkel. And yes, so there comes the Prince and the Witch from my opponent. But what we are specifically going to look at is this one heroic Witch that I dropped that actually pretty much makes Spike over there from Pikachu rage quit this battle because the Witch, she's just out of control and she's not properly countered and she just really takes over the entire battle. So we've gotten some damage on the left tower, but it is going to be on the right hand side where I drop this Witch, and I've been encouraging, say, Galawife, Galamom, and other newer players, when they drop that Witch, try to drop her back at the back of the battlefield and give her a chance to build up those skeletons. So there she is, way back by the King's Tower, and you see there is a Prince on the way already. And the only unit better than a single elixir skeleton to stop a Prince's charge, how about a free skeleton? Yes, so the Witch is going to generate her first set of 3 skeletons right here. And so now we've got 4 troops. So for one deployment of the Witch, we have gotten 4 troops out on the battlefield, and they're going to help stop that approach of the enemy's units. So the skeletons move in, we're facing right in front of the tower, and get ready, here comes the Witch with 3 more. So we are up to 7 now, and count with me here, because the old saying goes, how does it go? When you're on attack and you drop a Witch, put her in the back and she'll act like a big problem. So you can see the Witch now has generated 3 more skeletons, so she is up to a total of 10 units. 10 units for the cost of 1 so far as she continues to move forward. Now as she crosses the river, this is the opponent's opportunity to get a unit in close and personal with the Witch, but now she is on her 13th unit, including the 12 skeletons and herself, 13 units out on the battlefield, and it's right about here. I throw in a Goblin Barrel, and the Witch, she is up to 16 total units now, and the opponent really, I think that he's probably just about had enough. It is all over. He is done deploying troops. These guys are working their way through the rest of that tower onto the King's Tower, but not before the Witch generates 3 more skeletons, so that is 19 troops for the price of 1 right now on the battlefield. And as we watch the King's Tower go down for the 3rd crown, I'm reminded of another old saying, the lady with the broom, never let her pass, because if you give her room, she'll stomp you in the tower. And there she goes, 22 troops in total for the price of 1. The tower goes down, 3 crown win, and again, the Witch, if she's not countered, is just going to take over like she did in that replay. Alright, let's move on to another one, and this is an Arena 4 battle, so we are up in P.E.K.K.A.'s Playhouse, and it's a couple of level 6s. And once again, I've brought pretty much the same deck, I believe. The important card, of course, being the Witch. Love to bring the Witch. The other cards will vary. I do try to bring the Barbarians and the Giants whenever possible, just to have those tank cards. But there she goes again, at the back of the playing field, giving her a chance to work on those skeletons. And ideally, I would try to drop a tank right in front of her before she crosses the river right here. If I could squeeze in a Giant, just barely. Squeezing the Giant in front of the Witch. And remember though, not just the skeletons, but the damage that she causes herself. That is splash damage, and that is fantastic. Maybe not against this dragon, although it does work out. She just about takes the dragon down. The Giant gets to the tower, gets a lot of damage off, and that dragon is going to get one-shotted on its way back in. But the splash damage that the Witch generates is often underestimated by opponents. It will take out a group of minions, spear goblins, regular goblins, skeletons of course, if you allow her. So you gotta watch out for the Witch on defense, and on offense, remember that splash damage can be extremely valuable. Here she goes again, helps finish off the minions and moves forward with more skeletons. Again, I'm going to try to squeeze in units. This time it's Barbarians right in front of the Witch. This is ideal because they are going to tank for her, and there she goes again, a little bit of splash damage helping out, helping my Barbarians clear the way, and watch how fast those goblins went down. The Witch by herself not going to do a great deal of damage to the tower, but it is enough to help out. The Valkyrie takes her down quickly, but she did get to the tower, did a good job, and now I am on the move with my Prince. That helps take down the Valkyrie. And again, a Giant in front of the Prince. This time the Prince pushing the Giant in the back. They are not going to do so well against the Skeleton army. A little bit late for the arrows there. Does help out, but again, the Giant has gotten to the tower, and with the help of the damage that the Witch did a few seconds ago, I have gone up 1 crown to 0 with a minute left. Now right here, I'm really focused on defending, and check this out. Here is a perfect example of her splash damage as she helps the tower and the archers take out all of those troops. They move on. They're going to move forward. The Witch did her job. The Goblin Barrel not going to be a factor. The Bomber gets in there as well. And the Bomber, another great card for splash damage. I would say at these lower arenas, splash damage is key. Right here, I have taken down that left lane tower again, and with less than 30 seconds to go, I really have no worries. We're just focused on making sure there's not a last-minute huge push down that left-hand lane. So rather than really getting aggressive, just sitting back, making sure that nothing is going to go wrong. It really can't at this point. The Witch, once again, is going to help slow things down, as is the Giant. The final 8 seconds are going to count down. The Goblin Barrel not going to do it. The Witch is there. The arrows are there. Time runs out, and it's another win for Sup Urkel, the free-to-play account. So we've got time for one more replay. Let's check out another Arena 4 battle. This time I'm facing a level 5. But I wanted to include it again because of the setup. The similar deck, the use of splash damage, the Bomber and the Witch are super critical right here. They are the cards that are usually going to clutch it for you. This time I'm dropping the Giant in the back. You can see I didn't have the Witch up early, so I'm going to drop the Giant in the far back and hope that I can stack units up in behind the Giant as they move forward. Now, good card in behind the Giant, the Bomber, also the Witch, also the Musketeer can be great. It really depends upon what you are facing out in front. So right here, we've got a couple of Giants passing each other, and both myself and Chu Totoro had similar strategies. Our support units delayed, and here comes a big confrontation on the river, on the bridge. And as it clears out, watch very closely. The only unit to survive is going to be the Witch, okay, and the Bomber, but mostly the Witch. There she goes, and that was ideal. It was the skeletons that helped protect her. They finally do take out the archers, and it's all nullified. Nothing really happened right there. But again, I loved the way the Witch worked out. She did take out one additional set of units, and I'm back on the move, this time with a Musketeer in the back, and I'm going to try to squeeze that Giant in just in front. My opponent, very similar, going right-hand side this time with a Giant and the Bomber. So obviously he has the fundamentals of the Giant attack down. I'm going to counter with the Prince. He is going to counter with the Skeleton army. And both Giants get to the tower. It looks like I kind of took the worst of it there. It was pretty close, but my Prince is on the move. I wipe out his Skeleton army, and the Prince doesn't quite get there. He just barely squeezes in those Barbarians. They take out the Prince, the Bomber takes out the Barbarians, the tower takes out the Bomber, and we are back to reset. So it's working out pretty well for Chu Totoro over there, doing a great job despite being a lower level player. Most of his cards are similar in level, but of course the towers have a little bit of an advantage on my side. So we're into double elixir, and here I go once again with my Witch. And it's right here that I alter my strategy. I was going to push left lane. I see this big push on the right and decide I need to counter it instead. Musketeer, Barbarians to work on the Giant, a Giant of my own in front to grab the Bomber and the archers. I've got a Bomber as well. He's got the Skeleton army, and it looks like a copy of the earlier confrontation. Everybody on the bridge once again, and pretty much everybody getting wiped out. He drops the Barbarians just when I thought I had some forward progress right there. The Barbs get in the way, the Bomber, the archers, everybody is just about wiped out, and it starts all over again with another Giant. But I've got the Witch and Barbarians. This time the Witch is going to last a little bit longer. She is going to keep making skeletons, and this time they will help take out the Skeleton army. The arrows finish the job. The goblins go down. That left tower is so low on hit points, but I really had to focus on the right side, and it looks like it is finally going to work out. As we go into overtime, that Witch goes into overdrive. Skeletons all over the place. The Giant gets to the tower. He's trying to counter with the minions, but it doesn't work. We are on top of that tower. All sorts of damage going forward, and the game is over. That is it. A 1 crown win, and a close one there, using the Witch to clutch the victory at the end. So at Arenas 3 and 4 right now, the Witch is still my favorite card, although the Prince is a close second. Let me know what you guys think, what decks you were using in Arenas 3 and 4, and thank you guys as always for sticking around all the way to the end of this episode. Please hit that subscribe button for daily Clash content, and I hope to see every last one of you back here again tomorrow for more Full Attacks.
Gallydon, you are terrible at rhyming, man. You'll never be a poet, that's for sure.